This trip I really had to. The last time here, because Nikki did well the year before, they flew us over and we got to go business class. Like, they really treated you like a top professional, like what you dream about, what football players are sort of moving around like. But it didn't really hit home until I did well, because last year I was pretty sure Nikki was going to be top 3 and I'd probably get 5th. That last year I was like, you know what, 5th would be a good day for me. I was very surprised to hang on to 3rd. And so this year on the way over, I have 2 kids now. My wife's at home. She helps me out with media and sponsor stuff. And it's like, hold on, this is a whole system. I have a whole team around me. A lot of sponsors have came on board. And I see a lot of young people, and they're like, oh, how'd you know you were going to make it as a pro? And I was like, I didn't set out to be a pro triathlete. Every race I did, I wanted to improve. Like, I want to improve on last year here. Which doesn't mean improve on 3rd. It means I didn't run that well. I want to run better. I want to bike well and run better. If you're always moving forward and improving, you don't really know where you'll end up, but it'll probably be a pretty good place. And so I pinch myself thinking, wow, I'm a pro triathlete. I get to race in Abu Dhabi and I get to race in Kona. I've been to an Olympics. There's a chance I might go to another one. It is sometimes surreal, but you just sort of evolve, and it's reality. But I love it. To get to Rio, to get to London was very tough. I didn't have any points in the first. You have 2 periods. There's a 2-year time period, and it starts May 15th this year. You start collecting points for the Olympics, and I will not collect many the first year. The one good thing is I've looked at it earlier. I hope to get a few points in the first half. The road to London, I got none. So I was starting the second half with the first year. I was like, I have no points. So it was a tough call, and I made it just. So I'm hoping to give myself more lee room because I need it. But already, that's when you talk about planning ahead. I need a top 10 in Kona this year to make it in 2015. If I'm 20th in Kona, I'm probably not gonna, unless I go to Melbourne and do really well, but I don't really want to be racing in Melbourne in 2015 when I'm supposed to be doing all ITU races. So if I can do similar to this year, top 10 in Kona, hopefully a little better than 7th, because I won't have my points from Vegas, then I can do Cozumel again, tick the box. Maybe I'll do Florida because it's a bit closer, rest, and then it'll be all ITU races. Like this year, I don't have to do Abu Dhabi, I don't have to do Nice, I could just do ITU races, but I don't think that'll do a good performance for 2014 Kona, and I need that to continue if I want to be there 2015. So every race, now that there's this point system, every race has a knockover effect. I'm not racing Mont Tremblant this year because it's probably a wetsuit swim, it's not hot, whereas Vegas was a perfect prep for Kona. Everything was to Kona, and this year will be the same. I mean, Nice is hot, it's hilly, and Kona's not so hilly, but there's a major hill, which is where it generally breaks up on the bike. Every race I do has a reason, and the reason has a rollover effect to Kona. And that's why I feel I've performed better than probably I should. There's better guys. I on the start list, I wasn't the 7th best on the start list in Kona, but I got 7th. And 2014, I will not be the 7th best on that start list. But that doesn't mean that you can't finish higher than what you're ranked and what you really should get. I mean, if we were just going to rank people and give them what they deserve, judged on talent, there's no point racing. And that's what I love about the sport. It's a chess game. It's and with the point system, it's even more so. It's not checkers, it's chess. You got to think. You got to be a strategy. And sure, it doesn't. Some people don't have a strategy and they'll finish and race well. But if you want to give yourself the optimal chance and the best percent of a solid finish, you need to have all your odds pushed in your way that you can control. You know what I mean? I got a few. I'm interested to see Ivan Rania still improve. People don't realize that I think in the top 10 in Kona, everyone had done 15 to 20 Ironmans in their career, other than Ivan and myself. I think Luke had done 6 Konas. Kona last year was my 6th Ironman. Ivan did Cozumel, Frankfurt, Switzerland, and then Kona. So it was actually his 4th. So when Bevan didn't have a great race in Kona last year, it was his 2nd Ironman. I mean, not many people nail their first. And the ones that do nail their first, you don't learn as much because you nailed it. How can you learn from something you hit out of the park? So, I mean, Bevan's another one. I think Bevan in the next couple of years will learn a lot from his mistakes. A bad Kona, a bad New Zealand, you're going to learn from those.